Was today the best day to film this video? Absolutely not. It has been so incredibly hot today. I don't want to complain, but I am your typical British person. Like, we always moan about everything, let's be real. So it has been too hot for me today. I have been working. It has been so hot. I just don't even want to talk about it. It has been 26 degrees, which for the UK is relatively warm. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. We are not going to sit and complain about the weather. What we are going to talk about are the bunch of books I read throughout April. Honestly, I cannot quite believe we're already diving into April's wrap up. I feel like this year has flown by already, and in April, I actually got through 13 books. I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but that is a great month for me. I have read some really great books this month. I've also read, sorry if you can hear the window, by the way, there is no way in hell I can film this video and not have the window open. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I have read some really great books this month. I've also read some really not great books this month. We have got a real mixed bag. I'm also filming on my DJI camera. We've got the mic set up. Is this going to annoy me for the entirety of the video? Probably. I don't know why I thought today of all days would be a really good kind of day to, there's a seagull outside now. Anyway, I don't know why today I thought would be a really good day to film a main channel video with my vlogging camera when I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't know what the focus is going to be like. This whole video could be a disaster, but we're going to try it. We're going to give it a go. Anyway, let's stop rambling. Let's dive into the April reading wrap up. I am so excited. So let's go. Okay, besties, so the first book we finished in April was Story of My Life by Lucy Score. I am a real big Lucy Score fan. Every single thing that woman writes, I eat up a lot of the time, and this was so good. I gave this book a 4-star. It wasn't necessarily overly shocking of a read. Like, I didn't read it thinking, oh, I didn't expect that to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was basically a very obvious outcome, but I absolutely loved it. I had a great time reading it. It was just a really fun, silly, goofy time, and I absolutely loved it. So this book, you basically follow Hazel, and she essentially is an author. Her publisher is basically kind of pushing her to write a new book, and she's had a bit of a rough time writing books previously because of her ex and a whole situation like that, which I won't spoil, but she's kind of in a bit of a writing slump, I suppose. So basically she decides, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy a house in a random small town, go and move there and write a book. And that is what she does. And there she meets Cam, who is basically your typical grumpy, moody, broody kind of guy. Like, everyone loves him, let's be real. We know he's going to be an absolute spice demon, let's be honest, and he absolutely is. I really enjoyed this one. As I said, it was a really fun, silly, goofy time, and yeah, it wasn't anything overly shocking, but it really just hit what I needed it to hit, and I really enjoyed myself. So yeah, that one was a 4-star, and I'm not going to tell you too much more about it because it will spoil it, but it was really fun, and it was kind of a small town, cozy, spicy, fluffy time, so highly recommend. The next book I picked up was The Offlimits Rule by Sarah Adams. So me and Sarah Adams, we have a very love-hate relationship. Some of Sarah's books I eat up. Like, I absolutely devoured the When in Rome series. It was one of my top books, I think, last year. I absolutely loved it. But sometimes I find her little books like this just don't hit the same. I don't know whether it's because, are these books older? Maybe they don't have the same writing style. I don't know, but this one just wasn't really it for me. For that reason, I did give this book a 2-star, which I know sounds awful. For me, a 2-star, I don't want to say it's an awful book. It's not. It just wasn't for me. It didn't hit for me. I didn't absolutely love it. So for that reason, that is why I'm going to give it a 2-star, and I probably wouldn't recommend it to you guys either. That is kind of where I sit with my 2-star rating. Anyway, this one, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys, can I remember a single thing about this book? Absolutely not. But reading the back, this one was about Lucy, and she was a single mum, and she has a 4-year-old son. I think he was really sweet. I think I remember him being really cute as like a child in a book. He was really cute. Anyway, okay, I do actually remember a little bit about this one. So this one is about Cooper and Lucy. Now, Cooper is Lucy's brother's best friend. He's incredibly attractive, and he just kind of gets into their life a little bit, and it's basically brother's best friend, single mum kind of romance. That's basically the situation. There is nothing else about this book that kind of sticks out for me to tell you guys. It was a nice book, but would I ever read it again? Will I rush to recommend it? Probably not. But if you like Sarah Adams and you do want to kind of get through her backlist, I liked it, just wasn't obsessed. On the complete other side of the spectrum, we have an absolute just a gem of a book. This book I absolutely devoured. I loved it. It was so good, and that is Lost and Lassoed by, of course, Lila Sage. Now, she writes some incredible cowboy romances. I have absolutely devoured this series, and spoiler alert, I did read the 4th book in April as well, and I absolutely loved it too. So this one was about Teddy and Gus. Now, this is the book which I was basically waiting for. It was brothers. No, it wasn't. It was best friend's brother, sorry. And it was an enemies to lovers. It was super spicy. It was nanny, kind of forced proximity. It was so beautiful. It was such a good book. So this one focuses, as I said, on Teddy and Gus. And essentially Gus is he's not necessarily a single parent, because he does co-parent with his daughter's mum, and they do get on incredibly well. But essentially he is struggling with finding time to work on the ranch, look after his daughter, and kind of fit everything in. And that is where Teddy jumps in, and she essentially is then hired as the nanny of his daughter, who is Riley, I believe. I want to say her name is Riley. I feel like it is. Basically, she ends up living in his house for a few days a week, getting to know his daughter a little bit more. They know each other already. They are incredibly close. This whole series is very found family. It's very cozy. It is a really beautiful series. I absolutely loved it. It was such a beautiful story, obviously a 5-star read, and I just can't recommend it enough. This was so good. The spice was spicing, the story was beautiful. I just absolutely fell in love with all these characters, and it was just amazing. So yeah, 5-star read, loved this one. Then after I read that, I was on a absolutely just huge cowboy romance hype. I don't know what it was, but after reading that book, I just needed another cowboy romance. I don't know why. I don't know what it was. Anyway, the next book I picked up was a photo finish. I actually featured this book and the previous one and a few others in this pile in a reading vlog. Make sure you go give it a watch. I picked up a photo finish by Elsie Silver. This is only the 2nd book by Elsie Silver that I have ever read, and it did not disappoint. This was so good. Again, the spice was spicing, and to be honest, this series and the Lila Sage series gives me the exact same feeling. It's that cozy found family, that incredible kind of bonding between all the characters. You've got the spice, you've got the plot. It is just beautiful. This one I really enjoyed. So this one focuses on Violet and what is the guy's name? I can never remember the guy's name. What is his name? Bear with me. I'm just gonna flick through. Honestly, I cannot find a page with his name on it. I feel like it's Cole. Cole is his name. This one was very similar to the Lila Sage book. Not in that it was like nanny or anything like that, but it was basically a enemies to lovers kind of story, but it was so good. So basically this one, it focuses on Violet, as I said, and Violet is Emmy's friend from book 1, and she essentially already knew Cole. They kind of briefly spoke in a spicy chat room, shall we say. Then they stopped talking, and then he realized that it was her at the ranch, and he kind of made a comment, and instantly she knew that that was him who she was talking to. And it's kind of a enemies to lovers in the fact that she was instantly like not interested in him because of a whole situation that went on. It was just so good, so gripping, so funny as well. I found myself just laughing and giggling throughout the whole book. It was so good. And for that reason, I gave this one a 5 stars as well. As I said, it was just a silly, fun, goofy time. Like if I was going on holiday and I knew that I wanted to, you know, lounge by the pool or sit on the beach and just binge a bunch of books, I feel like this series would be a really good one to do because I just felt myself not wanting to put the book down. So this was another 5 star and I absolutely devoured it. Okay, and the next book we picked up was another one by Sarah Adams. I mainly picked this one up because I did have it on audiobook and I needed something that was going to kind of not take too much concentration as I was doing other things, and that book is The Temporary Roomie by, again, Sarah Adams. This book follows on from the first one, which was the Offlimits Rule, which I just spoke about, but this one is about the main character's best friend and her brother. So this one, instead of brother's best friend, this one is best friend's brother. I hope that makes sense. But this one is basically about a girl who is pregnant. The father isn't really in the picture, like he kind of is, but he's kind of not. And Drew basically helps her out by taking her into his house, so it's forced proximity. It's just a really beautiful story and I did enjoy how it came together, but did I love it? I'm not gonna lie, guys, I didn't love it. Like, it wasn't necessarily the story I didn't like. Like, the actual overall story, I could see myself enjoying, but I just found it a little bit blah, and it was more of a book to just pass the time, if you know what I mean. So again, for that reason, I gave this one a 2 star as well. I know that seems kind of harsh, I'm not gonna lie, but for me, I don't know. I feel like this year I am really trying to be a bit more brutal with my star ratings. I give 5 stars out like nobody's business. I'm going to be real. Like if a book is great, I give it a 5 star. Do you know what I mean? So I'm really trying to knuckle down and give books more of a realistic review. And that is why I think I gave this one a 2 star. So yeah, again, this one was about Drew and about Jessie. It was a forced proximity, pregnancy vibe, and it was just good. It wasn't great, so that is the reason I gave it a 2 star. The next book again is by Sarah Adams. I don't know what it was about April, but for some reason I was on a massive Sarah Adams kick. Don't know what was going on with me, especially because those other 2 books were 2 star. I don't know why I had the sudden urge to pick this one up, but I did. I also included it in a reading vlog, but this is Beg, Borrow or Steal, which is book 3 in the When in Rome series. We also have been told there is going to be a 4th book in this series, which, guys, when I tell you I cannot wait for it, it's going to be so good. After reading this one, I need that one, like, immediately. So this one is basically about Emily and Jack, and it's not giving I cannot speak. I have said that sentence about 20 times. It's not giving enemies to lovers, but it is kind of giving that little bit of enemies to lovers. It's not a true enemy kind of vibe. It's more of a, you've annoyed me ever since I've met you, and I just want to do better in you than life kind of vibe, you know? Anyway, this is basically about them. They met in school, and they have always kind of had this, I don't know what the word is, like, competitive nature towards each other. They always want to beat each other. They always want to be better than each other. And essentially he moves away to get married and he ends up coming back, and that is where the story starts. He buys a house. It is a very close proximity kind of vibe. It's a really good book. I really enjoyed this one. I gave this one a 4 star and I had a really great time reading it. As I said, I think this series in particular I absolutely just devour. The other books by Sarah I haven't loved, but this series is so good. And I said to some of you guys, like, I really love this book, and a lot of you said that now you really want to pick up this one and carry on with the series. It was really, really good. The spice was spicing, and when I tell you, he acts out a spicy scene from her book. That's all you need to know. This one again, 4 stars. Loved it, so good, and would highly recommend carrying on with the series. It is giving really found family, which I just need the next one. Do you know what I mean? The next book I read was in fact an audiobook. This was Two Can Play by Ali Hazelwood. This is a very small novella style audiobook. You can't buy it on paperback. It is literally, I think, on audiobook only. It was very, very short. I think it was like a 4-hour kind of audiobook. When you put it in 2 times speed, obviously it's going to be like 2 hours. It was super quick. I think I may have even listened to it all in one day, and it was just a very quick book. Can I remember anything about this audiobook? Nothing at all. I couldn't tell you the characters. I couldn't tell you the plot. All I remember is that these 2 characters, I believe, worked within the game industry, some sort of tech game industry. I think it might have been enemies to lovers. That is all I remember. I gave it a 2 star, which, thinking back on it now, I probably maybe would give it a 1, but I'm gonna stick with a 2. I just don't remember anything about this book at all. So I'm so sorry that is absolutely awful, but that is what I listened to, and I don't remember a single thing. So take that as you will. The next book was Better Hate Than Never by Chloe Leese. I have been reading a lot of Chloe's books recently, and this is the second one in the Wilmot Sisters series, which I read the first one probably right at the start of my reading journey, like absolutely ages ago. I liked it, didn't love it. This one I did enjoy. I gave this one a 3 stars, and this one basically, it focuses on Katerina and Christopher, and it is an enemies to lovers. I thought there was a bug on my leg that scared the life out of me. There's nothing there. Anyway, this is an enemies to lovers, forced proximity in a way because he's a friend of the family kind of vibe. I think he is also older, possibly by like 6 years or something. It is a really good book. It was fun. A lot of Chloe's books, actually I think all of them that I have read so far, always focus on at least one character having some sort of, I don't know what the right word is to explain it. So she focuses on things like people who are deaf, have ADHD, have autism, things like that. So basically she's always featuring someone with some sort of illness in that respect, if you know what I mean. And I do really enjoy it because I think it does open my eyes a little bit in terms of each thing and kind of get a better understanding to a certain degree. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, as I said, this one was about Katerina and Christopher. It was a kind of it had spice. I'm gonna be honest, like there was a bit of spice in this, which I did really enjoy, and it was just a really good book. I don't think I would necessarily really recommend this book, but I feel like if you want a kind of easy romance, a very kind of slightly spicy kind of vibe, like I would go ahead and pick up this series. It was fun. I just don't think I would kind of read it again. You know what I mean? Anyway, that is why I give it a 3-star. I enjoyed it, didn't love it. It was okay. Next up, we have a book by Eleanor Armis, and that is The Fiancé Dilemma. I mainly picked this one up, I'm gonna be real, to finish off a series. As you guys know, if you've stuck around my channel for a while, you will know that I am trying my absolute best to get through as many series as I possibly can, because I have started far too many and I just need them off the TBR. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, this one was about Josie and Matthew. Essentially, this one is a fake marriage to lovers. Do I remember absolutely everything about this book? No, I absolutely don't. Basically with this one is Matthew was just in the, I'm gonna say, wrong place, wrong time. He is basically going through Green Oak where Josie lives, and his car kind of breaks down, and she then introduces him as her fiance, and it kind of goes from there. I didn't love this book. I don't feel like it was overly memorable, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I feel like when I was reading it, I was kind of in the moment and I was enjoying it, but now looking back, I couldn't tell you anything else about this book, like I really couldn't. So I don't really know too much more about what to tell you, apart from the fact that it was like a bit spicy. It was all right, it was good, and I gave it a 3-star. So that is that one. Okay, so next up we have a book by Abby Jimenez, and I have been meaning to read more of Abby Jimenez's work for so long, and I thought, you know what, enough is enough. Let's carry on the series. So the next book I picked up was Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, and I absolutely loved this book. This one, I gave it a 4-star. I really enjoyed it. I have read The Friend Zone, which I didn't love so much. Like, I don't know what it was about it. I just didn't find myself really enjoying it loads. Like, the ending did shock me, I'm not gonna lie, but other than that, I wouldn't look back on that book and think, wow, that was the best book I've ever read. Do you know what I mean? But this one was so good. I gave this one a 4-star. It was such a fun, silly, goofy time, and I really enjoyed it. So this one was about Alexis, and I think his name is Daniel. Basically, Alexis's family is very high up on, I wouldn't say they're famous, but basically they all have worked within the doctor industry. They're all very well known, they're all very well off, and she basically runs into Daniel, who is essentially 10 years younger than her. It's a, what's the word? What is the word I'm looking for? Reverse age gap vibe. That is what I was going to say. They basically have a one-night stand, and then it kind of stems from there, and she has an awful ex-partner who, for some reason, her parents absolutely just loved, and I think I might have included this book also in that reading vlog. I feel like I did, because I feel like I've spoke about this before, but the only reason this didn't get a 5-star, I think, for me, was the main character. It took her far too long to stand up for herself in front of like her family and things. It was just getting annoying. I'm gonna be real. So I didn't really love that, but I loved the book overall, and I definitely will continue with the series. So this one was a 4-star, and I'd highly recommend. Okay, and jumping back to the cowboy romance, I had to pick this book up because after reading the 3rd one in this series, I just knew that I needed to finish the series. Like, I needed to know what happened at the end. I really just couldn't stop thinking about this book, so I had to pick it up, and that is, of course, Wild and Wrangled by Lassoed. Now, this one focuses on Camille, who you basically see a lot of in the 3rd book, and the ending of the 3rd book actually had me so shocked that I needed to pick up book 4. Like, I absolutely had to. Now, what I will say is, if you read this on your Kindle, please just keep scrolling. Like, after the acknowledgements, keep on going, because there is like a hidden bonus chapter which was so beautiful. I absolutely loved it, and I did get quite emotional, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was a really beautiful ending to the series, and I cannot wait for her next book. Like, I'm already so excited. Anyway, this one, as I said, is about Camille and Dusty, and they have a very long kind of relationship, I suppose. Like, they are childhood friends, they are kind of ex-lovers, they have so much history, and it was beautiful. It was a slow burn, but when the slow burn stopped slow burning, it was so good, and it was so heartwarming and so beautiful that I just loved it. I truly don't know how anyone could read this series and hate it. Like, I absolutely loved it. I mean, everyone's obviously allowed their own opinion. I mean, I don't mind if you hate books I love, and I don't mind if I hate books you love, you know what I mean? But I read these books and they fill me with so much joy and so much happiness. I just love them so much. So if you want a spicy cowboy romance where the found family is so wonderful and all the characters are intertwined, and it's just a ball of sunshine, like, you need to read this series. It is brilliant. It's so good. The only thing I'm going to tell you about this book, I don't want to tell you anything about this one because this one is the most beautiful one, I think, out of all of them. Like, don't get me wrong, Teddy and Gus's story I needed for the spice alone. Like, it was very, what's the word? It was, I don't know how to describe it. like intense. Do you know what I mean? But this was beautiful. You could tell they cared about each other. You could tell that the love just was so deep, and it was just amazing. Just please read this book. If you take anything from this video and you're okay with spice, insane. And you have to read them in order. You cannot just dive into that one. Anyway, did I tell you that was a 5-star? It was a 5-star. Next up, we have another book by Chloe Leese. This is Ever After Always, and this one I listened to on audiobook, but I don't know what it was about this trope. I think for me, a certain trope that I don't enjoy is kind of like, I don't want to say second chance, but it kind of is. Like when they're married and they almost need a second chance. I mean, which sounds weird because I absolutely loved Happy Place, but for me, I love the kind of the yearning. I love the getting to know each other. I love the kind of new boundaries and things. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I feel like when it's we are already married but we're kind of losing touch kind of vibe, like I feel it's a bit boring. Do you know what I mean? Like I didn't get to see them meet. I didn't get to see them kiss for the first time. Like I didn't experience any of those, you know, oh, he just touched my hand for the first time, or like we've just kissed. You know what I mean? Like I just didn't get to experience any of those things. So it was really a little bit dull in that aspect, but I did give this one a 3-star. I did love it. In this book, you basically focus on Aiden and Freya. Aiden is a school teacher and essentially they are married, but they're having a little bit of a hard time at the moment in terms of their marriage, and they want to kind of put more effort in and refocus and that kind of thing. It was a good book. I just feel like once I've read it, I've read it. Do you know what I mean? Like if it wasn't part of a series and I wanted to just complete the series, I probably wouldn't have bothered like picking up the next ones. Do you know what I mean? So it was all right. I didn't love it. That is basically all I'm going to say because I can't remember anything else. I'm not going to lie to you. So that is that one. And last but definitely not least, we actually finished April on quite a high. I read this book on the plane on my way back from Valencia. So I read it and I literally finished this book maybe 10 minutes before we landed. It was just perfect. And that is Waterdeep by Frida McFadden. You guys know me and Frida, we get on really well. Like I have not read a Frida McFadden book that I've not loved. Like I absolutely devour every single one of her books. This one was no different. I gave this one a 4-star and I had a great time with it, I'm not gonna lie. So this book focuses on Amy, who basically works in a hospital. She's a student and she gets sent to go and work on a psych ward for 12 hours essentially, and she gets there and her ex-boyfriend is there. He basically broke up with her very recently and he's there working the shift as well. And I cannot really tell you much about this book without giving things away, but when I tell you this book was fucking crazy, it was insane. Like the ending, I'm annoyed I didn't see it coming. Like when I was reading it, it was so obvious that that was the situation. I just didn't clock onto it. The amount of Frida McFadden books I've read, you would think by now I would clock on. No, I literally had no clue. It was so good. The last 180 odd pages I read in one sitting. It was so addictive. I absolutely freaking loved it. It was so good. So yeah, I gave it a 4-star. The main reason I didn't give it a 5 again is because I'm really trying to not just give out 5 stars. Like this isn't going to be a book that is going to hold a special place in my heart. Do you know what I mean? But what I would do is recommend it, especially to anyone who loves a thriller. Incredible. It was so good. Insane. So that is everything for today's video. I really hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know down below what you read in the month of April because I would absolutely love to know. And also if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do. I upload so much book content, Lush content. We upload vlogs. We have a great time over here and I would love for you guys to stick around, so make sure you subscribe. And yeah, that is everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I can't do the hand thing so much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.